You know, they'll tell you you probably shouldn't wake up and instantly pick up your phone, especially just to launch Twitter of all things. But that's what I did today, and I almost immediately got smacked with no warning. A post from Deserto stating that Twomad died. Yeah, apparently it was a drug overdose, and worst part is he's probably been dead for a hot little minute before people ended up finding out. If you look right here at this one screenshot, he was seen on Overwatch for 6 days straight. If it wasn't for the folks in his life that was concerned about him, of course, and his caretaker, who knows when all of this would have been found out. But if you want me to be honest with you, when I first heard about all of this, when I saw this post, I was like, damn. All right. And just kept scrolling. Look, the guy is 23, was 23, hella young. I'm not gonna lie, whole time I did think he was 30 or somewhere around that age. Don't get me wrong, I didn't hate the guy. Like, you're not gonna catch me on Twitter currently celebrating his death or anything, but I just was never a fan, as in I never got into my Twomad phase. I know he was a fan favorite, popular YouTuber, millions of followers, millions of subscribers on multiple different platforms, but I ended up hearing about him for the first time through all the controversy revolving around him. And even then, I watched about 2-3 videos about the guy, and I was like, interesting, kept it pushing. Now we're here. And I just wanted to say that before I get into what I really want to talk about today, because I just want to make it clear that there's no biases here. I'm just here to give my opinion on the matter, my opinion on what I've seen, and I would like y'all to do the same. Let me know how y'all feel about what I say down below. And also let me know how y'all feel about this whole situation as well. Anyways, like I said, I ended up scrolling after I seen Twomad is dead, and I ended up coming across a post from a guy named Jameskii, who was apparently Twomad's roommate. I'm pretty sure they were hella cool at one point, but they ended up falling out. And over the years, they ended up getting into their fair share of back and forth. And yeah, he basically made it clear today that Twomad passed away, but I still got one more in me. And he just dropped this complete bombshell on the timeline. And last thing, before I get into all of this, let me make something painfully clear. I'm not here to tell you whether anything he said is true or false, because that would mean I have the facts, which I don't. I'm just here to give my opinion on how all of this was ultimately executed, and that's that. With that said, Jameskii's post starts with, "I can finally say it." Keep in mind that this post was posted at 2:41 p.m., which I'm pretty sure the first people that reported on this news was TMZ, and they posted their article at 2:11 p.m. And that's not to disprove what he's saying, of course, but I say that to say that a lot of people are saying the reason why he didn't drop this tweet ahead of time is because he was talking with law enforcement. He even said he was helping law enforcement. So yeah, they do advise you to probably not speak on things until the case is solved. But I can't help but wonder, as much as TMZ and all these other news sources are reliable a good amount of the time, there is times where they can mess up. So for you to drop a tweet like this in less than an hour when the news was dropped that he passed away, when you're dealing with a case that you should probably not speak about in this fashion, it's kind of crazy. I'm speaking more from the perspective of the law here. It's just the fact that you can truly hurt a case by taking it to social media. If you truly want justice to be served, it is what it is. But since TMZ made it clear that their sources were law enforcement themselves, I guess he was pretty confident that there's no room for error. The next thing he said was Twomad was a rapist and a pedophile. Now, really quick, I want you to put yourselves in the shoes of someone that may not be in the know of the Twomad lore at all. This is their first time hearing about it from this one post. Anyways, he continued with, "Over the past few years, he tried to murder me multiple times for helping the police and detectives in multiple states to investigate a lot of horrible things he's done. He wanted to take out multiple innocent lives by getting behind a wheel and going head on freeway while being high on illegal drugs. He didn't succeed once as he overdosed before killing anybody, so he tried it again." Look, I'll just get straight to the point. There's clearly a lot of claims here, a lot of crimes being stated. I mean, from rapist, pedophile, attempted murder, not just one individual, but multiple individuals on some serial killer type timing, attempted to get rid of the evidence through murder. You also, of course, got driving under the influence. Would it hurt? Would it be a crime to ask for maybe a slice of evidence? Just a little piece? I'm well aware that proving someone's a rapist or even a pedophile, it's not the easiest thing to do in a book at all. But when you go as far as to say that he's been trying to murder you multiple times in multiple states to tamper with an ongoing investigation to the point where it wouldn't even be crazy to say that you was probably accustomed to it, you gotta have some type of documentation. When you go as far as to say that he was planning on getting high on some illegal drugs to hit the road and kill multiple innocent people, you even use the words, I quote, "he didn't succeed once," implying, insinuating that this is not the first time, probably not even the second, might have not even been the third time he done this. This is a repeat occurrence, and you're going into some real specifics. Do you have a screenshot, a video to attach with this claim? My thing is, when you're dealing with a guy that can no longer defend himself, hell, when he was here, he wasn't really fixated on defending himself anyway. He was more focused on making a mockery of the entire situation. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying this guy's doing it, but it's pretty easy to slide in a claim or two or manipulate the situation a tad bit, especially since a lot of people run with, if A is true, B and C gotta be true as well, which is simply not the case all the time. At least we still gotta take this for what it is, even with the guy being gone. This is some serious allegations that we need some more attached with it, instead of, oh, he was already on drugs, so this is not really out of question, is it? But I will say, Twomad kind of made his bed, because I mean, look, you don't have to be a saint, but when you stoop down to making pedo jokes, essay type jokes, what you want to call jokes with no punchline, and I don't know, it's just an overall problem that I see with current content creators, or especially the streamers, kick streamers more specifically. I don't know, bro. I don't know what's up with people, acting like there's some weirdo just to get a laugh or two. I don't know who's laughing. Those niggas really need to be on the watch list. But it's just like, when you have all these remarks, all this history, it's gonna come back and bite you. It's one of those things where you just gotta be careful with this internet shit, bro. Like, it's all fun and games up until you're getting accused for something, and now they're looking at that old clip of you, or there's an old tweet of you saying some wild. Someone that's not informed about you, doesn't understand your humor, doesn't want to understand your humor, and they see that you're telling a child that you want to commit SA, which is, by the way, still a literal crime, but you want to call it a joke, cool. But now you're being accused for SA. Of course, they're going to be like, well, I mean, he had to do it. I mean, whatever they're claiming he did it. You get the point. Back to the tweet. The next thing Jameskii says was, despite him trying to murder me and multiple innocent lives, I've been trying to help law enforcement to make sure he's safe, doesn't get hurt, and doesn't harm anybody. Now, that's a fantastic thing to hear, but can I get some police records, some, a police report, something along those lines to go along with this tweet? Please remember that he's a rapist and a pedophile. He continued to prey on the vulnerable even after the police got involved, including a 13-year-old in a mental hospital. The tragedy doesn't excuse any of his actions, which would be absolutely correct. However, the preying on a 13-year-old in a mental hospital will be making this the 7th claim you made in this one tweet, which you have not shown any definitive, undeniable proof that that was the case. I will address a lot of stuff when I fully collect my thoughts. Past few months have been a total mess and reason why I ended up in ER. Please give me time. Now, this right here is my problem with this tweet. I'm sorry, but I absolutely hate this concept. It's not even just Jameskii, but just the concept of making all these accusations just to gatekeep what really matters, the evidence behind whatever excuse floats your boat. I'm sure going through something as traumatizing as this can be can easily lead you up in the emergency room. But if you're ready to, I quote, finally say it, give me the full story. Don't half-ass it. Don't tell me that, keep in mind it's been a tough time, so I'm gonna just give you part 1 of the series, and I'm gonna come back with part 2 when I'm ready. Like this is JoJo's or some anime or something. Please give you time to collect your thoughts. It seems like you had plenty of time to collect your thoughts to post this. It's been a little while since all of this transpired. You want to know how his tweet is doing? Millions of views, over 100,000 likes, thousands of retweets, thousands of comments, thousands of saves. Who knows how many of those millions of people that this is their first time hearing about Twomad ever. They're probably like, death? He got the easy way on some shit. Reading something like this, let me just go over the claims one more time. Rapist, pedophile, guy was a serial killer in the making, was trying to kill someone with evidence, and then also he was preying on a 13-year-old in a mental hospital. But when it's time to show your work, I'm good. Give me some time, whether that's a few months, several months, a year, a few years. I'll come back eventually when the time is right. Look, I don't know if all of this is true or not. Some of it true or not, I don't know. But I don't have to know to believe that this is just not the way you go about it, whether it is all true, especially considering the context. Jameskii and Twomad, they were cool at one point, but that was back then. It hasn't been like that for a while, apparently. So that's more of a reason why we need evidence. Everyone is a fan of verbal testimony up until it's your turn to bite the dust. You know, if someone was claiming you was doing heinous acts, you would be the first one talking about, can I get some proof with that, please? I will say that there is some people that are vouching that Twomad was probably trying to murder Jameskii because apparently he was seen extremely terrified. Apparently it was so bad at one point he had to spend a night with some other folks because he was worried that Twomad had his address and he was going to come over and kill him. But now he's dead. The problem is not about what happened before. We're not talking about before no more. We're talking about right now. You could post this first part, but we're asking for the proof, the evidence along with this post. A witness testimony about you being so scared that you couldn't go home because you didn't want to die at the hands of Twomad, so you went over and stayed at a hotel with some folks. I guess it's better than nothing, but at the end of the day, if that's the sole thing you got, it is not going to hold up in a court. Because it's not proof that he was trying to kill you, nor is it proof that he was trying to get high off something and hit the road and kill a family. Anyways, I'm gonna end it off with this. I hope eventually Jameskii shows evidence, which if he does, that's fantastic. That's something though he should have done in the first place. And yeah, I hope we stop doing this. I know it's not gonna stop, but I hope we get past this whole alleging people or accusing people without showing any definitive proof, because just one claim is enough to just ruin an entire life, regardless if it's true or not, regardless of the validity behind it. We see it countless times. I mean, having allegations like these associated with a name is enough for people to completely distance themselves from you. A lot of money being lost, completely blacklisted from communities, industries. So, I mean, I guess with Twomad, he wasn't really a great person, nor did he have an image that was really worth being worried about, I guess. Even the times that he had a chance to defend himself from these allegations, he didn't really take the opportunity, and now he's gone. So I guess it is what it is when it comes to his case, but I know in a few weeks or a month, someone else is going to be under a controversy or hot water. So I know I'm about to be having the same conversation again. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about all of this down below.